What's up, you YouTuber, worshippers, and everybody else on the nutshell? How you doing? Let's go! The World of Warships with the Tier 7 Premium HMS Nelson. This Premium I've had to save up for, play a lot of games, which, for God's sakes, I've played long enough. Got enough during the Clan Wars to actually purchase this bad boy. The Tier 7 Premium HMS Nelson. Now this ship is quite unique. You will have to get over 300,000 free experience in order to get her. Now I'll let you to double check real quick for you. It was... trying to figure out how much. Nope, I can't. I think it was 375,000 free experience. I can be wrong. But that's not the reason why we're asking how much it is and everything else. The point is, how is it as a premium? Because I always do reviews on every single premium if I can get my hands on it. Or a ship that actually I can review that actually can actually say, yeah, I know about the ship. I actually kind of know what I'm talking about. HMS Nelson is no different. This is a ship I could definitely explain about how I feel about her and how she is actually as a premium. Now, Nelson class battleships are quite the unique little buggers. They were built during the Washington Naval Treaty, and because of this, they had to be very lightweight in tonnage, but they got around with a little loophole to actually put in some pretty serious guns. 406mm guns on this. Remember, Nelson, which if I put the mod button over here, was built in the Washington Naval Treaty of 22. So, sorry, allergies are flaring a little bit here. They basically put lightly armored ship with big guns. Kind of like a battlecruiser kind of idea in that certain aspect, but this is a full-fledged battleship. Now, HMS Nelson, how is she as a ship? Well, first off the bat, she's got a pretty lowish health poll, 49,400. Her armor is not that crazy. She has 32 on the sides here, but her nose is 25mm, so 20 tier 7, that's going to be quite the problem, because you could get nasty hit. Broadside wise, I'm going to tell you right now, you go broadside in this thing, you're going to get punished. If I see you broadside and I see you in another Nelson, I am APing you. I'm hitting AP right under here. If I pull it up and I hit AP and I hit right through here, I hit your Citadel and you're screwed. The Citadel on the Nelson is exceptionally, even though it's got the armor here, I can penetrate it, and it's a very, very large Citadel. I can hit it here, I can hit it here, and do massive damage to the ship. It's very, very easy to do. But if you're angled, and you're not playing like a complete stupido, yeah, I'm gonna bounce rounds off you. Especially these barbettes, they're 340, it's a 356mm barbette, so they are quite the hefty hull armor. Now, what else is there? Torpedo production is 21%. You do have the 4.6s, like I said. Second, and you have the dual 120, single 120s, and 120mm, and you have the dual purpose 5-inchers that the British loved to use. Maximum range is 18.2 kilometers. And the guns actually have a pretty good AP. 12,000 damage. HE is 5,900. And HE damage is 46%. Not too bad. The guns rotate at 36%. And that's with Expert Marksman here. I did put Expert Marksman on this thing. On top of that, also, guys, you can notice I also have Basic and Advanced Fire Training and Expert Marksman. Or Main, sorry. The next skill I am planning on getting is Concealment, and I'll talk about all that and reason why, because I'm pretty sure it makes sense already for most people in here. But the reason why Basic and Advanced, Raz, why you have that? Because, well, the AA is not that good. You do have the All-Around 20 mils, but then you have the Vickers Pom-Poms 40 mils. They're not really good. The Vickers 40 mils are not great at all. They're beautiful AA guns, but that's all they are. They're like a beautiful confetti show. And then you got the single 120s on here. So really, you don't have a really good AA net here. And because of that, the ship really lacklusters. It really does not have a very good anti-air defense. Now, with the basic and advanced, it has buffed it significantly, but it's still not good enough. It really isn't. You really are going to be hurting in this thing on the anti-air defense. You're going to pray that you don't get hit hard. Anyway, let's talk about more about the rest. Maneuverability, you do have 24 knots, a turning circle of 550 meters, and a rotor shift of 12.9 and 11.9, and that actually is really good for me. You'll know what I'm talking about with that definitely as we get into actually the gameplay of this ship. Concealment wise, right now it's stock with 14.8, detectability is 12.4 for the plane, and firing it's 14.8 in the smoke because 16-inch guns. So overall, she's not that bad. Now the reason why I actually say she's not that bad is because she actually has a unique characteristic that actually made me say tier 7, she can be a viable ship for you to buy or work on getting. The reason why is because the way the guns are positioned, they're all facing forward if you notice. And that seems like a very stupid thing, but the thing of it is you're going to want to do what I call the battle tanking. You're doing that just like you do in your Iowa, if you're Iowa people and you USA and your Japanese ships and all you other battleship players, you know what I'm talking about. Battle tanking is basically just using your nose and its frontal armor to bounce the shells and keep it deflecting. Because of this, you have a very good ability to do is take the only front 2 guns. Now, if there's a ship coming on the side, because of the way the guns rotate, and especially with me having a Jack Dunkirk in here, having the rotation even increase even more, the guns rotate at a very quick rate, and I'm able to get them into a position while turning the ship just a slight bit to help it out more, get into a position to fire on a target that's slightly getting to my side, and keeping it away, and keeping my ship still pretty bow on. Because of that, I'm getting a lot of fair matches in this ship. Now, plane-wise, that is still quite a problem, but because of the rudder shift, which also, let me point out too, are upgrades in this ship, a mod, steering gears, damage control modification, and the main battery because I don't want them blown out. You could do anti-air, which will buff your anti-air defense, but I like to buff the main pride and joy of the ship instead of trying to buff its weaknesses. Try to increase its strengths as best I can because those techniques are what are going to save me my skin more than kill me in the long run. And that actually helps me quite a bit. Now let me also point out also to you, for people who actually don't know too much about this ship, you also have a very good heal. If anybody has the tier 9 or the tier 10 British battleship, you have that, you all know about that buffy heal, where basically high explosive, basically once you hit that repair button, you can rebuild the ship at sea. You have that ability in this ship as well. So you definitely, as long as you don't get hit by AP and you get hit by high explosive, and that's anybody who also knows the ship, you want to AP this thing, armor piercing. High explosive, I can heal that back. Remember that. If I get on fire or if I get on flooding, I can heal that back. Flooding damage and healing. As long as it's not, armor piercing or the damage of the torpedo itself, I can heal that back. Which is quite really good. Now, let's get into the gameplay, shall we? A little more of the talk. Let's actually show the gameplay of this. Alright, here we go.
General quarters.
Okay guys, now sorry for the long wait. This took a bunch of videos to get my hands on a match that was at least noteworthy for a Nelson review, and something actually to put a video on. So this is me, this was when I was live streaming this video in the World Warships Nelson, and there is Krager too also in the team. If you guys want to ever see Krager, give him a big shout out, because that guy is a real good player. Anybody from the fire community, anybody from that community, very much. Highfire is a pretty good guy. Follow him if you guys can. Anyway, they were in a tier 6 and he got sniped into a tier 7 match, so I got sniped in here with them. But this is not why I'm here. We're here to do a review on the Nelson, and as I was talking to somebody about this, I was showing off with the gun turrets as well. Watch, I'm going to put myself in one position here, and I'm going to turn my guns to aim the other way. You can see that the guns do fall really quick if you do it that way, but
Enemy force detected.
the guns on this ship do take quite a bit, and that's with Jack Dunkirk. If you don't have Jack Dunkirk on here, the guns do take excessively long time to aim. Now here's the enemy Badioni. We're gonna aim at a little bit of a lead. Wasn't too sure how much of a lead I needed on that shot, so I kept zooming in, zooming out, raising up, looking down. And I kind of got a hit there, but he did pull out, so unfortunately I did not get any hits there. I do see enemy T-22, so I alert the team.
Reporting a target position.
Hey, this might be a review, but also it's going to be gameplay, you know. This is what I did in the match. Now, like I said, the side armor on Nelson isn't great, so you have to be excessively careful. However, the guns actually have a pretty good accuracy. Not great, but pretty good. Now, bear with it, this is just one salvo.
Bullseye.
One shell hit him, one Citadel, 12,000 damage. So if you actually have a bunch of these shells hit the target, especially a cruiser, you will delete them. And that's with armor piercing. The high explosive on here is pretty good, but it's not as good as the other British. It isn't a press 1 for victory. This ship definitely has the AP that's a little stronger, and the HE is, it's good, but not great. So you have to use your each high explosive and your armor piercing at the right way. Now, that would be also the same thing with the Conqueror and all the other ships from the British line. You have to aim for what you needed. And I still did the max here, and I tried turning out, and luckily I was able to fully turn out and get those shells to bounce on me. Now, I aimed at that New Mexico, hoping to get maybe some serious hits on it, but you can see, watch the shells. They're going to be coming any second in. I only got 2 penetrations and 1 overpen, and I did a fair amount of damage, but not great.
Torpedoes to starboard.
So again, you have to be very, very particular to what you aim at. You do have the 16-inch guns, but they aren't like a derp type shell. They're not overdoing it. They're really, really a particularly... You have to choose wisely what to shoot at. Now, I wanted to help out the team, so I went for the T-22. I could have hit another ship again, but I needed to help them out. I wanted to make sure that we got rid of him as quick as we can and actually have no more destroyers on our flank. Unfortunately, my dispersion derps me, so I was not able to help very much on the first salvo. And this Aoba goes and fires armor piercing. I don't know what was up with this guy in the team, but he derped right up and the blood just went right after him. I pity the fool. So, what else can I say about the ship? Well, like I said, you gotta be... It's definitely very, very punishing if you don't know what you're doing. If you know what you're doing, you'll be fine. Now, remember I said it's got a derp heal. You see it's white on the bottom left of the screen on our health meter. All that white I can heal back. Now, I'm not healing. Well, now I am. And just watch this heal. It just instantly rebuilds your ship from C. So you can use it, but remember to use it excessively wisely because you don't have many of these charges. If you have Superintendent, it will give you an extra one that you might need, but please, and I emphasize this as much as I can, use it wisely. You never know when you're actually going to need another heal. So choose when you want to use your heal. Choose wisely when you want to fire a high explosive for armor piercing, and choose excessively wisely where you're going to go. The ship is slow, but the maneuverability is actually not half shade bad. Now the guns were able to turn around very, very quickly for me because I was able to get myself in a position that actually would do the most work for me. So I'm still behind this island, and I'm going to let the Königsberg and the Budyonny do their thing. And luckily I was able to turn in, and that one ship did not, the New Mexico did not get a good hit on me. Now, I'm doing this for a reason. Where would you guys take a hit from? The Budyonny? Or would you take punishment from the New Mexico? I think I rest my case. You would go let the Budyonny hit you. And I was able to incapacitate a gun and remove more health from him. That Nagato is getting is retreating. He has torpedoes on the way, but I think they're going to miss, so I didn't care about that port destroyer. I did feel like I should apologize to him in advance, but I can't trust him to taking out that battleship. I'm licking wounds from both angles now. So aim the guns, aim right at the top deck, and kill.
Enemy battleship destroyed.
And now you can see the Cyclones beginning to roll in. Shinomi's going after the New Mexico. I'm going after the New Mexico. I'm pulling my distance away from the Königsberg that is trying to burn me alive. And I am bouncing shells. I still have one more heal left, so I'm saving it for the last opportunity. You can see, here's a semi-angled ship. Yeah, you're still going to penetrate that armor. These shells are very, very potent if you hit it the right way. So, if you're an enemy ship, don't take these guns lightly. You will get punished excessively for their high penetration. And there is another salvo for me, and I'm also being supported by New Mexico and a Shinome. And just like that with Jack Dunkirk, I can turn my guns right around to the other side, and I don't have to wait for a back gun because all my guns are facing the same direction, the same way. And I was alerting the team that there is some people going up the channel. And waiting for the right moment, fired the armor piercing again, and unfortunately, I aimed at the wrong position and bounced the shells off, but he did see an over-penetration onto his armor. Now I'm angling my armor once again, because I'm expecting an enemy salvo coming his way. And you would be rightfully so, because I'm kind of angled. Here comes his salvo, and look at this health. Yeah, I lost a lot of health there. So you have to be careful. Even tier 6 and tier 5, so probably Congo could probably penetrate this armor as well. It's very, very thin for that Citadel. And it's very flat steel, so you will take a massive punishment. Now I'm pulling back. I'm hoping that I can squeeze another hit before he kills me or damages me again. And sure enough, I killed that ship.
Our victory is in sight.
Now, this part is going to take some time. I unfortunately know that this ship is excessively slow. Now bear with it, you can see I don't have a speed flag, I don't have increasement to secondaries, I don't have any of those. So I have my ship at full power, and this is how fast you can go. Now I'm telling our DD to boost past us so he can scout targets or assist a team. Hopefully he gets there in time. In the meantime, it's going to take us a good minute or two to get there, so while we wait for there, we'll just fast forward to the next part. Okay, now we're back. Sorry for all that. So it took us a long time to get here. Only go 24 something knots on this ship without the speed boost, or speed flag I should say. Now I wrote in chat, should I go to B? I could flank the two cruisers that made their way up there, and because of that, that might actually stop the cap positions. And I wasn't getting a response, and then Kraker said, nah, just go A. And I said, nah, just go A, and that they're circular, don't worry about it. So I started turning back. And they said, no, actually, you know, you're right, just YOLO the mid. And I said, alright, you got it. KK on the way.
Battle ends in 5 minutes.
And while I was at it, I was like, you know what, let me help out with that Clean Elizabeth, and I'll pop a shot in there to help you out a little bit. Because the 16-inch guns, all that, are actually pretty good. And you can see, 5,000, 1 penetration, 1 overpen. The accuracy, like I said before, is not great with these shells, but I had to be extremely careful. Queen Elizabeth is a very, very powerful ship, and it has an excessively good armor-piercing type shell. But he lost to a Shimonome, who easily torqued him because he was going in a straight line. And I lost track how many times we've seen battleships do this. I don't know why they're doing it, but they're doing it. And they have a lot to learn, Daniel-san. Raz just points it out. Please, battleships, if you're detected and you don't see the ships, expect torpedoes, destroyers, please, because that's what's going after you, not any of this stuff. Alright, so I channeled it up. I'm getting up to full speed, and I'm holding that heel for the last minute because every little bit helps. Now we did lose our destroyer, so it's 3 on 3, and we're running. It's a dead even with the caps, dead even with the ships. However, we did have the vast majority, and that has allowed us to get to 938 over 600, and now it's 938 to 629, now 942. So the scores are very, very, they're lopsided, but they're not gaining ground on each other. And very soon we'll just get the win by the points. But I'm going to go over here, flank them, and see what we can do. Until that tier 8 plane spotted me. And luck would have it that my anti-air has the goals to actually aim at that thing. And actually, for the first time, I think you were actually going to be happy. As it got closer to that, yeah, it killed it. My 8 killed the plane. And I was so overjoyed with that. Could have just gone A and killed the Bonyani for a win. That's what one person said. However, this guy's like, nah, but do dumb shit. So I aim at that one ship, go with the Calling Albert, and deletion. This is something magical, folks. Secondaries away. Yeah, that just happened. Raz killed the Pensacola with a secondary. I don't know how. I'm assuming it was a detonation, but it did happen. So that's the end, folks. As always, overall, I definitely think Nelson is a great addition to warships. It's not for everyone. Its weaknesses is its slow speed, its poor armor layout, its terrible anti-air, and slow turret traverse. However, its pluses are great guns, it's a premium, so you earn extra credits, all super firing turrets in one direction, and high penetration value of the guns. And another kicker is the derp high heal that counteracts the poor armor and poor health pools. So if you guys want yourselves a decent tier 7 and you have a lot of free experience going for yourself and you want another premium in your collection, go for it. If you guys are looking for a new premium that earns a lot of credits and a really good ship, I would not 100% recommend this ship. There are plenty of other premiums you can either purchase or you can actually earn. For example, Missouri is a very good ship with its radar and its very good 16-inch guns, and is the fastest speed of any other battleship in the game currently, as the Iowas are currently the fastest battleship in the game. And a decent anti-air with Bofors and Alarcon 20 mils. I do apologize for mispronouncing that. So, as always, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope to see you all in the next one. Rate in the comments down below if you guys have any other premiums or anything else you wish to discuss. If you guys want to see me on Twitter, follow the Twitter link down below. If you guys want to see me on Twitch, follow the follow button right there. I'm always streaming. I'm actually getting back into doing it at least 5 times a week, if not more. Just counts on if I have time allotted for that. As always, glad to see you all. Hope to see you in the next video. Take care.